This is the word of the week for Sunday, June 7th. Living Dynamic Faith. Today's scripture passage is from Matthew, chapter 9, verses 9 to 13 and 18 to 22. Jesus saw a man named Matthew sitting at the tax collector's booth. "Follow me," he told him, and Matthew got up and followed him. While Jesus was having dinner at Matthew's house, many tax collectors and sinners came and ate with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they asked his disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" On hearing this, Jesus said, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. But go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. For I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners." A synagogue leader came and knelt before him and said, "My daughter has just died, but come and put your hand on her, and she will live." Jesus got up and went with him, and so did his disciples. Just then a woman who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years came up behind him and touched the edge of his cloak. She said to herself, "If I only touch his cloak, I will be healed." Jesus turned and saw her. "Take heart, daughter," he said. "Your faith has healed you." And the woman was healed at that moment. Reflection. What is within us that would make a tax collector like Matthew get up and follow Jesus? What made the religious leader with the dead daughter seek Jesus to bring her to life? How did the woman know that just by touching the cloak of Jesus, she would be healed? Jesus says that those who receive healing do so because of their faith. Based on John chapter 5, verse 19, quote, "The Son can do nothing by himself. He can only do what he sees his Father doing," end quote. Jesus does not take credit for healing others, but states that healing involves the reciprocal energy of faith. When Jesus took part in healing another, he was in the presence of desire and faith. The leper in Matthew chapter 8, verse 2 said, "Sir, if you will to do so, you can cure me." The centurion, whose servant was paralyzed, said, "I am not worthy to have you under my roof. Just give an order, and my servant will get better." When Jesus entered the house of Simon and Andrew, he was told that Simon's mother-in-law was sick with a fever. He grasped her hand, helped her up, and the fever left her. At Capernaum, Jesus witnessed the faith of the people who had brought a paralyzed man, and the man was healed. When the crowds of Gennesaret saw him arrive, so great was their faith that they brought their sick to any place Jesus appeared, and all who touched him got well. When he approached the sick, Jesus asked them, "Do you want to be healed?" He asked 2 blind men who sought him, "Are you confident I can do this?" They responded, "Yes." And Jesus said, "Because of your faith, it shall be done to you." In Jericho, Jesus asked the blind man who had been calling out to him for pity, "What do you want me to do for you?" The man answered, "I want to see." Jesus replied, "Your faith has healed you. What is this faith? A thesaurus or dictionary would give us words like confidence, trust, reliance, conviction, belief, assurance, devotion, loyalty, commitment, fidelity, and dedication. Richard Rohr describes faith as being both a universal yet personal way of being in the world. Quote, people of real faith seem able to hold increasing amounts of chaos in one tranquil and ordered life. Faith seems to make people spacious, non-controlling, and waiting in awareness. The faith Jesus praises is a capacity within people to contain and receive all things, to hold on to nothing, with almost no need to fear or judge rashly. Faith-filled people find it unnecessary to secure themselves because they are secure at a deeper level. There is room for another, capital A, in that spacious place. The recurring temptation is to separate, analyze, and judge the parts, which gives us a sense of control and understanding. Faith, driven by love, enables us to give up our need to understand, allows us to let go, and allows for someone, capital S, else to hold us together. It's not a giving up as much as it is an opening up and refusing to close back down for the sake of self-sufficiency and mastery. End quote. Thomas Merton in New Seeds of Contemplation adds this, quote, faith brings together the known and the unknown so that they overlap, or rather, so that we are aware of their overlapping. Actually, our whole life is a mystery of which very little comes to our conscious understanding. But when we accept only what we can consciously rationalize, our life is actually reduced to the most pitiful limitations, though we may think quite otherwise. Faith incorporates the unknown into our everyday life in a living, dynamic, and actual manner. The unknown remains unknown. It is still a mystery, for it cannot cease to be one. The function of faith is not to reduce mystery to rational clarity, but to integrate the unknown and the known together in a living whole, in which we are more and more able to transcend the limitations of our external self. End quote. The examples in the Gospels show that people had accepted their healing in faith before it even happened. This is the deeper meaning behind the saying, a leap of faith. Seeking Jesus was the confirmation. To heal us, the divine must receive our faith. Imagine that. The creator of the universe cannot act upon us without the consent of faith reaching into the unknown with assurance that we are already healed. Meditations. There are two meditations for today. The first is from Thomas Keating's The Human Condition. Contemplative prayer is a deepening of faith that moves beyond thoughts and concepts. One just listens to God, open and receptive to the divine presence in one's inmost being as its source. One listens not with a view to hearing something, but with a view to becoming aware of the obstacles to one's friendship with God. The second meditation is from Thomas Merton's Witness to Freedom. If faith does not give us much comfort sometimes, that is to be expected. Faith is not just there for our comfort. It is there to make us grow and reach out.
To practice. There are 4 suggested practices for this week. Practice number 1. Listen to how faith speaks through Thomas Keating in this short 8-minute video, The Value of Letting Go and Trusting God. You'll find a link in today's email. How does faith and indwelling presence manifest in your daily life? Practice number 2. One action of faith is to grow our love. Via the link in today's email, read the brief article from Ignatian Spirituality on 5 ways to love better, and pick one way each day for 5 days as an action of faith. Practice number 3. Consider taking additional moments in your life for Visio Divina, a practice of sacred seeing. In her book, Eyes of the Heart, Photography as a Christian Contemplative Practice, spiritual teacher Christine Walters Painter writes, quote, "In Visio Divina, we move our awareness into our hearts and let our vision arise from this place of integration rather than analysis, and receptivity rather than grasping after the things we desire. Our intention is to see things from a new perspective, but the paradox is that this longing requires us to relinquish our usual ways of relating to the world." End quote. Practice number 4. Practice the welcoming prayer in the ordinary moments of your day, sinking into the sensations of your body as the challenges of the day unfold, embracing your experience and each moment as it is. Note the effects of this practice. And some further notes. If you would like to donate to support the Word of the Week weekly reflection, please do so via the link in today's email. Love offerings of any amount are greatly appreciated. Please post your reflections and prayer requests as prescribed in today's email. You may be interested in an upcoming e-course offered by Contemplative Outreach in partnership with Spirituality and Practice called The Transformation of Suffering, which begins June 22nd. Please see the link in today's email for more information. New episodes for Season 4 of Opening Minds, Opening Hearts podcast are now available on our website or via your favorite podcast platform. You are welcomed and encouraged to join one or more of the 3 weekly live Zoom prayer groups to support your practice and spiritual journey. Each prayer group has slightly different reflection excerpts. Therefore, some participants attend more than one. Further details are found in today's email. Additional opportunities to support your silent prayer practice and spiritual journey are offered in the Meditation Chapel, a Zoom-enabled worldwide meditation community. You can find out more by clicking on the links in today's email.